Germany, they come and discuss the applications, and each good application is approved. It takes 4 to 7 months. The committees meet 3 times a year: November, March, and June. Benefits, fellowship, travel lump sum, language courses, benefits for families, allowance for research course for the host institution. You get money. They would like to host you because they are also paying the institution. After you stay in your research period, you are invited to go for 2 weeks study tour around Germany, where they take you to the institutions where you would like to make collaboration with. Return fellowships, every 3 years you are eligible to return. Also, if there is any conference in Germany, you are eligible to ask for the expenses. If you invite Germans, up to 4 Germans for each workshop or conference or whatever, they cover the cost. The alumni sponsorship. Alumni sponsorship, the last one, includes several advantages, including this. When we hold this conference, we are eligible up to 40,000 euros for each conference. This depends on the number of Humboldtians in Jordan. So each Humboldtian is eligible to invite 2 professors and 4 others. Now this is the site where you can search for research opportunities in Germany. So this is, you can find on the website. Now, origin of guest researchers, you can see from the Middle East and North Africa, they are the smallest, 4%. You can see Europe 37%, Asia 27%. And you know the Asians are heavily active. Disciplines of guest researchers, 63% sciences, humanities 27%, engineering sciences 10%. 2 years ago, they had a fellowship for Islamic studies in Germany, and it was for 1 to 2 years. Award programs. There is the award. If you are, if you got your PhD, more than 12 years, a German professor can nominate you for the award. The simple award per year, you get 60,000 euros. There are so many awards and scholarships you can see in the booklet or on the network. Max Planck Research Award. This is up to 750,000 euros to fund for a 5-year academic collaboration. This morning they announced it for the next year. Call for nominations for 2016 Max Planck Research Award. It's up to 15th of January 2016. In several disciplines they announced it. There are some awards or fellowships for certain countries. So this is the Alexander von Humboldt professorship we talked about. You can apply. They can apply for you from Germany. If you get it, you become a professor at the university in Germany. You have the 5 million euros in your account. You can appoint who you want. You can buy the equipment you want. You can do the research for 5 years in Germany. Then you are for life member of this lab, and each publication result from this lab while you are alive, you are part of this research, and it should be done in collaboration with you and your students. Collaboration award. This is 250,000 euros for a period of up to 5 years for outstanding researchers from abroad in humanities and social sciences. This George Foster, we spoke about it. There is the normal fellowship, 3,150 euros a month, and there is this award, 60,000 euros per year if you get it. Now there are several other scholarships like this German Chancellor Fellowship, but this is not for us, it's for Brazil, China, India, Russia, and the USA. They have large number of Humboldtians. This is why they apply for special fellowships. German Chancellor Fellowship. This needs bachelor equivalent academic degree. It needs a leadership potential. 12 months fellowship, they give you all the other extra items that you get from other fellowships. Now, the research symposia, there is the symposia and there is the symposium. We hosted in Jordan in 2009 the German Middle East International Conference, and it was under royal patronage at the hotel, at the Marriott Hotel. And you can imagine about $250,000 dinars were spent on this conference. People attended from 30 countries. The colloquium is such a conference we host, and they support up to 40,000 euros in addition to financing for German scientists of your choice to come and attend the conference. Social media, this is a follow-up collaboration with other Humboldtians. I can get on the net, get my password. I want to go and visit Poland for a conference. I just inform the club there and they will take care of me. On the 29th of this month, a Polish colleague who took care of our group when we went to Poland, he is coming here for 13 days. He was chief of research of archaeology in Egypt. So he's coming to spend with us 12-13 days. We will take care of him. This is the alumni portal. I think you know that people like to meet each other after they get the fellowship. So this is concerning the fellowship. Do I have 5 more minutes or not? About 5. Now in Jordan. This is our logo. It's German and Jordan. Establishment, we started in 1997 with 11 members, including 2 from Iraq, 1 from Palestine. And then our Palestinian colleague, we asked him that Palestinian colleagues can join. They didn't, he left us, but we helped establishing last year a club in Gaza. I went to Gaza, and there are 8 Humboldtians. We helped them having a club there, and they already eligible for the financial support from the Humboldt Foundation. In Jordan, we have 37 members. The 37 members including Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Interior, Minister of Youth, 5 university presidents, 5 vice presidents. Currently, there are 2 members of the Higher Council of Higher Education out of 10, and we have several deans of faculties. We have 2 scholars from Fyodor Lenin in Jordan. They keep their membership with us. We have 1 colleague last year, Professor Ibrahim from the archaeology. He got a joint senior award, Muawiyah Ibrahim, in archaeology. And he is eligible for 5 years visits at any time to Germany. Members of the executive committee, we are in Mu'ta and just at Ali Bayt University, so we can help. This is the German Middle East International Conference. It was under royal patronage. Princess Shumaya came and gave a talk in German. And those are the people who, some of the people who participated at this conference. This is the Deputy Foreign Minister, Dr. Götz, the former one. This is the Secretary General of the AAD, which is the largest in the world organization that gives PhD fellowships, and of course a follow-up. This is the President of the Berlin-Brandenburg Academy of Sciences, which we cooperate intensively with. This is his deputy. He visited Jordan several times. This is the President of Humboldt, Professor Schwarz. He has been nominated twice for Nobel, and he might get it the 3rd time. This is Dr. Jörg Schutte, who was Secretary General of Humboldt and now State Secretary of Higher Education in Germany. This is Professor Sultan Abu Arabi, one of 5 presidents, Humboldtians. The last one was just 10 days ago. Dr. Khalid Ain became president in Kuwait for Kuwait University College of Science and Technology. This is Dr. Ziad Saad. He's Vice President of Yarmouk University currently. So this was the conference, and this was a meeting between Her Royal Highness and the Deputy Foreign Minister and President of Berlin-Brandenburg Academy of Sciences. Berlin-Brandenburg Academy of Sciences have only 300 members. Small, but they influence the whole finances of industry in Germany. Now, after several years, here's Princess Sumaya was the patronage of this conference in 2014. And you can see this is the Deputy Secretary General of Humboldt, Professor Khalid Qur'an, the chairman of the conference, Deputy Foreign Minister from Germany, and President of Princess Sumaya University, where we held our conference. This is the ambassador of Germany. So in this conference, we had 100 international scientists. Why 100? Because our colleagues asked towards them. We don't go and invite who we want. Professor Abu Sheikha would like to invite one scientist from Germany, or two or three in this discipline because they want collaboration. Those are the people who we invite, because our aim is to generate collaboration. So there are, from this conference, about 20 PhD scholarships and collaboration agreements going on, including our colleague who were delighted that he came for the first time in 2014, Dr. Ahmed. We welcome him to Jordan, and like Dr. Ahmed, few other colleagues who we give the opportunity for universities and professors to host. We are part, I will stop here, we are part of the Mediterranean network of Humboldt, which is working within the finances of the European Union to have clean energy, photovoltaic-based project to start from Tunisia down to Egypt and then to Europe. So it's very ambitious, and we were part of helping to have this young Arab Academy of Sciences. All young Arab scientists can apply. They take up to 60 from the Arab countries, and they are the most qualified, and they help them to proceed in life. And this was the meeting where this was formed. I stop here. I thank you very much, and if you have any questions now or in the future, please contact me. I am delighted to if I can be of any help.
Many thanks, Professor Marwan. I have to apologize for not taking any questions, as we are a little bit behind our schedule. So if anybody have any questions, you can talk to Professor Marwan directly while we're having the poster session. So it is the poster session, and you can go to enjoy the posters.
This meeting is organized with Dean Early Johnny, the Dean of Faculty of Pharmacy at Toledo University, and Dr. Amanda Bright from the same university, and Dr. Youssef. The purpose of this meet to recruit students for graduate studies, especially at the PhD level. So we announced at my faculty, at the Faculty of Pharmacy Zaytuna, for our excellent students for this meeting, we announced to meet with them. If someone are planning to continue and to get a PhD from Toledo or from the United States, he is most welcoming. And Dr. Mr. Okay, don't talk.
You can promote me if you
But
want.
it's Irish, but it's Irish.
If you want, go ahead.
And Mr. Mark is responsible for the admissions of graduate students at Toledo University. My friends. مش بعرف شوية عربي ديروا بالكم. Yeah, he will clear everything, explain everything about the program registration, and if you need, we have just 45 minutes, okay? Are you ready, Mark?
Well, I am. The machine doesn't like my file, so I will talk. Yeah, sometimes you just have to talk.
No, we can start 15 minutes after, don't worry.
صباح الخير.
Whoosh.
صباح الخير. Nice to be back at Jamia Zaytuna again. My name is Mark Schroeder. I am the Director of International Admissions at the university with my colleagues that are here. Unfortunately, there's something either wrong with my file or the computer doesn't like each other, so you will unfortunately just have to look at my ugly face instead of normally the fantastic slides that I would be showing you. I'd be glad to talk to more of you later. Hopefully we can get it running and I can provide a copy of the presentation to the faculty and staff here for your use.
When we try to open it, it's just saying it doesn't recognize the PowerPoint file. I don't know if I have an earlier or older version. Oh yeah, I may have made it online.
So this is one of those technical problems apparently between Apple and IBM, so we'll see.
Yeah, you can hit through while you're talking, Mark.
Okay, so let me try to back up. You think I can do something while I'm talking? I'm a man. Like we can't, right? Let me back up to. So what we're looking for is this one right here. Okay. So hopefully he will be able to pull this up for us. In the meantime, as was mentioned, I'm the Director of International Admissions, so my office works primarily with processing the applications for all of the undergraduate students, as well as the students who are seeking admission to our American Language Institute, who would need to learn more English before they begin their studies, whether that's at the undergraduate or at the graduate level, including the master's and PhD. We do have a number of students, sometimes, who are fully academically qualified, and the departments want to work with them and want to offer them admission, but unfortunately their English still needs some work before they're able to start their classroom experience. And so we have an on-campus English language program that we call the American Language Institute. And the man with the excellent siksuka tells me that we're good. Aha. Cocoa and grease. Okay, now you can look at the slides and don't have to look at me anymore. Fantastic. So who are we? The University of Toledo was founded in 1872. We have about 130,000 living alumni around the world. Currently, we're at about 23,000 students with an excellent student-to-faculty ratio of 19:1. Our average class size is 25. And we have a number of different programs. I'm sure most of you here, if you're attending this program, you'll be more interested in the College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and I'll be glad to speak with you about those as well. So where are we? Anybody know where Toledo is? Did some research before this? Usually nobody raises their hands, and that's okay. Toledo is located approximately 1 hour south of Detroit, Michigan, at the western edge of Lake Erie. This is our campus. This is what we refer to as main campus. This is primarily the undergraduate campus and the campus where most of the students at the university who live in housing stay in our residential halls on campus. But the university is more than just the main campus. In fact, when we merged with the Medical College of Ohio some 7 years ago, we essentially added a second campus, which we call the Health Science Campus. This campus is very important to our College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences because it is their home, which they share along with our College of Medicine, the College of Nursing, as well as the University of Toledo Medical Center, which is our university hospital. We have a number of other locations that belong to the University of Toledo that have both academic as well as athletic functions. The Scott Park Campus of Energy and Innovation is used by our College of Engineering and our College of Mathematics and Natural Sciences students to do research in things like solar and wind energy, but is also the home of the Toledo Rockets soccer team, baseball team, and softball teams. We have a number of other facilities that are part of the university system. The Lake Erie Research Center, which again is primarily used by our biological sciences and ecological sciences majors, as well as with the Stranahan Arboretum. And the Center for Visual Arts, which is the home of our Department of Visual Art, which is actually attached to the Toledo Metropolitan Art Museum, which makes the University of Toledo the only university in the United States that is not specifically an art school that has its art facility as part of a major metropolitan art museum. In Toledo, we like our sports, and not only do we have those at the university, but also the world-famous Toledo Mud Hens, as well as the Toledo Walleye, which is our hockey team, which plays in the newly refurbished downtown arena. We also get a lot of concerts and other types of events of things that come through the city, as well as our #1 ranked in the United States Toledo Zoo, and with our new little baby elephant that everybody's all gushing over. As I mentioned earlier about the Toledo Museum of Art, we do have our Center for Visual Arts that's part of the museum, but it is a free museum other than parking. And so everybody is free to go through the galleries and visit the excellent art that is there in the museum. Toledo also likes its parks. We have a number of them in the city, one of which is actually connected to the University of Toledo campus by a rails to trails system. So there's a converted railroad track that has a 6.3 mile running, biking, rollerblading, in the winter cross-country skiing track built just for you. This is downtown Toledo. As I mentioned, Toledo is a very active port city. We sit astride the Maumee River at the mouth of the western edge of Lake Erie. In fact, Toledo is the largest port on the Great Lakes in terms of gross tonnage. So more product and more agricultural supplies are shipped through Toledo out to the rest of the world than any other city or port on the Great Lakes. Toledo has been consistently recognized as one of the most economical and safest cities to live in, named by USA Today a number of different times as one of the best cities in the United States to raise a family. But we realize that Toledo is not the big city, okay? The great part about being in Toledo is that we are really well positioned between many of the much larger cities in our region that people tend to be more familiar with, such as Chicago, which is about 4 hours away. Detroit, just an hour to the north. Cleveland, just about an hour and a half to our east, and Columbus and Cincinnati to our south. One of the key things about the university at both the undergraduate and graduate level is our commitment to real-world experience. For those of you, and I know that many of you are considering master's and PhD degrees, this is kind of a given. The work that you will do within the College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences or within the College of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, depending on the programs that you pick, are going to be very heavily influenced by research and real-world experience that you will participate in, not only as a student, but also as a contributor. Our excellent faculty are there not only to assist and to teach you, but to incorporate you into the research and the things that we are doing as a university to meet our mission of improving the world condition. This may not necessarily apply to you, but do know that we have a very extensive study abroad program for students that wish to seek an overseas adventure. Now, you will already be going on one if you come to Toledo, a little bit of an overseas adventure of your own, but it is not uncommon for international students at the University of Toledo to seek a second international experience and then leave the United States on one of our study abroad programs and go somewhere else. As I mentioned, the internship and co-op opportunities that you're going to participate in as a graduate student are pretty much a given in the department. So you're going to be heavily involved. But at the undergraduate level, that's not always the case in many U.S. schools. And we are very proud of incorporating and involving our undergraduate students into the experiences to make sure that they are both academically prepared, but also prepared work-wise so that they have experience before they graduate. In fact, many of our programs, upwards of 50%, have mandatory work programs that students must participate in order to complete their undergraduate degrees. At the university, and I can let the faculty talk even more about this because I'm sure they understand the laboratories and the machines and the things far, far better than I do. But we have some of the best research facilities and laboratories in the world. Multi-millions of dollars of funds is spent every year to maintain and acquire new and the cutting edge level of both medical as well as other types of scientific research equipment that we use at the university. And more importantly, it is also used by our students. This is not equipment that is solely only for the use of those faculty members and researchers. We always want to heavily involve the student body into those laboratories and the things that are going on within the excellent research programs that we offer. I'm going to kind of skip through some of these because these are mainly for our undergraduate students. And I will just mention slightly that we do offer residence life options on the campus, although living at the university is not a requirement for graduate students. Many graduate international students find that in the first year, while they're getting their feet kind of under themselves and learning about the campus, it can be beneficial to seek housing on campus. We have recently added a couple of different options that are for what I would call more advanced students, maybe students that have had other life experiences, maybe been in the military and then coming back to school, or graduate students who seek some more privacy, want their own space, and can handle living on their own, cooking for themselves, but still want the security of having a university-provided housing option. We're very proud of our athletics. I'll brag on us a little bit right now. The university is currently ranked 18th in the United States in football, which, American football, I know, it's not football. But for us, it's a big deal, okay? The fact that the University of Toledo is getting a lot of excellent press because of the success of the football team not only helps us in recruitment, but also make sure that our brand and our knowledge gets out there. I know it might seem strange that the academic reputation of the university might be tied to the prowess of its athletic teams, but in the United States, it is very much a part of how universities are perceived. And to have good football teams, good basketball teams, good soccer teams is key to creating that university brand. Not that you're going to have a whole lot of time as graduate students to do things outside the classroom, but there are more than 200 different student organizations, including the Graduate Student Association, which is there specifically for master's and PhD students. But we also have a number of other organizations, such as the Islamic Student Association, the Muslim Student Association, Arab Student Association, that for you maybe provide a lot of support and help you get acclimated to the university while you're becoming a student. Most of them will have been there for a little while, particularly the leadership in those organizations, and can help you with local resources, whether that's finding which mosque to attend, or who the best teachers are, which classes you should take. So we are a lot on Facebook and social media. There will be a lot of videos that are being produced in the next year. We are working very hard to make some of those videos in Arabic so that you guys can listen in your natural language. Don't worry, it won't be me talking because my Arabic's horrible. We'll get some professional students to do it for you. Now, I didn't get a chance to change this, but I'll talk a little bit about this and one of the things that we do. So you guys are in a unique position in that we have a relationship now with Azerbaijani University. I was recently in Brazil, where we have a sister city in Londrina. That city is in the state of Paraná, and this is their main football picture. So when I said to them, muito obrigado, or shukran jazeera for you, I was trying to, of course, cause problems because half the city likes this team and the other half of the city likes another one. So I'm always trying to get involved with their soccer rivalries. So let me take a second to talk a little bit about the admissions process and application. And I'm sure many of you will have questions about that. It is applying to either a master's or a PhD candidate to the university. Generally, all students must complete an application online through the University of Toledo's website to the College of Graduate Studies. Additionally, there are 2 mandatory examinations that every international graduate student will have to take, and that would be the GRE, the Graduate Record Exam, as well as the TOEFL. Currently, we do not use the IELTS for admissions to the College of Graduate Studies. We require an 80 or 80 on the TOEFL to be fully qualified for their English language portion of study. If you meet the academic requirements and are offered admission from the department, but have not yet met the English language requirement, then you will be working with my office to either be in a bridge program, that would be where you would complete a 1-year language program prior to starting your graduate coursework, or if you need more than a year, you would be entering into our American Languages Institute and taking English classes until you met those requirements. Some students, if they know that they're going to need more English, will apply directly to the language program, for which we can provide an I-20, and you can apply for a visa just to come study English. For those of you who would meet the 80 on the TOEFL or higher, and who are offered admission by the department, you would then proceed directly to the university and begin your classes that first semester. We don't really have a preparatory period if you have met the English language proficiency when you apply. The process for graduate applications very much depends on the department to which you are applying. In the College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and please correct me if I'm wrong, faculty, but I believe the deadline for all of the programs in their college is January 15th to have at least the application done, and then you must have your testing components in by the 1st of February. That's actually fairly early for most of the departments. Programs like in the College of Business that offer the MBA have a deadline in May. So mainly it has more to deal with the fact that when you are applying to a graduate program, the decision on admission is made within that actual physical department to which you are applying, and not overall, like in my office for undergraduate studies, where we look at the requirements of the major and make an admission decision fairly quickly. Because graduate admission is tied up in both available space within the program, but graduate students are essentially tied to one of their academic or one of their professors for the lab work that will be done. So in some years, there may be more available spots to begin a graduate program than others. In other years, there only may be a few. That also goes along with the issue of graduate funding. funding is done by each department, and those departments both make the admission decision as well as the funding decision for their students that they wish to bring on campus. I will say this as a personal belief, and if you'd like to check with the faculty who make those decisions, I'd be glad to have them either back me up or tell me I'm crazy, but I always recommend to the graduate students I meet with, please make contact with the department and a faculty member in the department who is an expert or who has their research based in the area that you want to work in. Okay? If they do not know who you are, and all you are is a packet of paper and grades and some test scores, chances of you being admitted into a program are probably not very high. We seek students that are willing to make that extra effort to contact the departments, not stalk them, just to contact them, okay? To let them know why you're interested in the University of Toledo. This is a perfect example. I listened to that crazy guy from Toledo talk about this. I really liked it. I really like the program. I'm interested in doing A, B, and C. So that they know exactly what it is that you want to participate in when you're doing your graduate research, whether that's at the master's or PhD level. Students who simply apply and send in test scores can get lost in large groups of applicants to a program. And as I've often said to students as well, it's much harder for our faculty to say no to somebody that they know and who they've been emailing and talking to and learning about what it is that they want to study and do research in than it is for somebody who simply applies and just kind of hopes that their grades and their score get them admission. So that would be my plea to you. Yes, sir.
Could I interject? Always.
I have a record here. I'd like to get your name, your mobile, your email address, and we can do what we can do in 7 minutes or less. I need your name and program of study, and if you don't get to fill it out now, I'll have it with me throughout the day and the evening. Starting from this side of the room, we have 2 things that were referenced by Mark. On this jump drive, you'll find what we call the research index. The research index gives you the faculty members and their area of research. And you'll also find information on our graduate program. So those are coming around this side of the room. We have both sides of the room. So that you can take one with you and be in contact with our faculty directly and understand the programs that we offer. I'll ask each faculty member, starting with Dr. Amanda, to give you 1 minute about the research that they do.
Hello, my name is Dr. Amanda Bryant Friedrich. I am the Director for International Graduate Student Retention and Recruitment. My research area is in the study of modified nucleic acids. I do research on basic science. It has to do with DNA and RNA damage, and I have a drug design program in antivirals based on nucleic acids.
My name is Yusuf Sari. I'm Associate Professor in the Department of Pharmacology and Experimental Biology. So we have actually our PhD program started like 2 years ago. My research is more focusing on drug abuse, nicotine, alcohol, caffeine. So you can go, when you go to the website, you're going to find this effect that, involved in this.
Sorry, I have a bad throat. I'm Dr. Ratna. I'm a synthetic medicinal chemistry. Now, I don't know if some of you were there at my presentation yesterday. I do mainly synthesis of anti-cancer drugs. So my focus of my research is on anti-cancer drug discovery. So I use biologically active natural products and modify them, make analogs to improve properties, pharmacological and pharmacodynamic properties.
going to hijack the microphone now. I want to answer a few questions that I've gotten since I've been here in my role as the Director for International Graduate Student Retention and Recruitment. One of those questions I'll go directly to is the English language test, the TOEFL. Mark actually told you the score that we expect is an 80 on the TOEFL. We do not accept the IELTS. So if you have been taking the IELTS and you're trying to get a certain score in that, I strongly suggest that you switch to the TOEFL because that's the only score that we will look for. The other thing is that if you are interested in entering in the PharmD program, that is a completely different kind of application process. We do require the PCAT for that, which is the entrance exam for the undergraduate level, the professional level of the PharmD program. So if you have questions about that, and I've gotten a few questions on that, please talk to me and I will give you as much information on that as I can. So as far as the master's program, we have master's programs in all of our disciplines. The information is on the zip drive, go online. But one thing that I'll say there, if you're trying to enter the graduate program, you need to take the GRE. Okay? That is very, very important. Without a GRE score, your application will not progress. Okay? And so I am actually involved in admissions for the Department of Medicinal and Biological Chemistry, and I do see applications that come through that I never get the GRE score. So check at the university to make sure that your GRE score is reported, because if it is not, it will never come to me, okay? And that's important. So Mark also said contact faculty members whose research you find interesting. This is very, very important, and listen carefully here. We get a lot of inquiries from students looking for positions in our laboratories. What is going to make yours different is you're going to put in the subject line, Dr. Amanda, A-M-A-N-D-A, told me to write to you. Okay? Dr. Amanda told me to write to you. And then everybody then immediately knows that you've been sitting in front of me and I've talked to you about the process, okay? The other thing then is don't go into a long email about how wonderful you are. We already know you're wonderful because you're writing to us. But tell the person, I looked at your research, you do this, I've done that, and I want to come work for you. And then you actually get a person at the university who says, I got an email from Samara, and I really want to take her because she's interested in doing this. And then I start to get involved in the process. I will contact you, and things like that. The other thing that I do when you actually decide to come through is if there are issues, family issues, anything that you have to deal with, visas, all of that kind of stuff, I'm the contact person. So you then come to me no matter what program you're applying to, not just MedChem, but experimental therapeutics, pharmacy administration, pharmaceutics, any area, you contact me and say, I'm coming with 2, 3-year-olds. I need daycare. Talk to me about that, because there should be no barrier that keeps you from coming to the University of Toledo to get your degree if we want you and you want us, okay? Did I say enough?
There is no place for
There's a place for that at this time.
to get the PhD.
Yeah, he wants to get his PhD with me.
Another PhD.
Yeah, another PhD.
So I had a question when I was handing out the papers, and if anybody